Today we are going to create this Anubis image in Adobe Illustrator. I found this line art in the internet and I'll be sharing the link for this image in the description of this video. So let's start. So what I did is I saved this image and imported it to Adobe Illustrator. Now if I check in my layer palette, layer will be this icon, or in Windows you can go and find your layer palette. So once layers are open, you can see that this image is in a layer. Illustrator we don't use layers that much, because in Photoshop we'll be using layers a lot, because in layers we can manipulate, we can blend the images and manipulate them a lot. But Illustrator is a drawing tool, so layers are not that much important we used to think. But in this work we'll see how we can manage and use layers in Adobe Illustrator. So what I'll do is I already placed the image in my work area, so it will be coming in a layer. Now we'll click at this icon and change this to a template, so that this layer will become locked and I won't be able to edit it. Now I have to add a new layer about that to work with this thing. Once after adding that layer, what I'll do is I'll take my ellipse tool and I'll come to the center and I'll draw an ellipse, pressing Alt on my keyboard. So I'll get my ellipse like this. Now I'll take my selection tool and start reshaping it. Must come till here, must come till here. Now these areas I again have to alter, so I'll take my pen tool options, and this is my tear off button, in which if I click, that set of tools will come in a new window. Now they came in a new window. I'll go to the last one, which is my anchor point tool, and just click over here and click over here. Okay, so these 2 points which were all earlier curve will become a sharp endpoint. Now I got it exactly what I want. Now I'll go to my direct selection tool and I'll go to this and adjust this like this, and this also I'll again click this thing and adjust like this. Okay, so my basic shape is done, and I'll move this a little bit so that it matches with this profile line. Okay, so this is the basic shape which I want and I got it. Now what I have to do is I have to color it. So I'll come over here and I'll give a stroke for identifying. I'll give a thick stroke so that I can identify that line easily. Now what I'm going to do is I'll create this particular shape, this box shape which is coming inside this. So for that we can take our rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. So my rectangle came like this. I want it little bit lesser to exactly match with this one. Okay, now I'll drag my rectangle pressing Alt so that it will take a copy. Now if I hold shift, it will move in straight line. So straight line, and I'll place it exactly above the first rectangle. So it came like this. Again I'll press Ctrl D, so the same action will be repeated. So I got like this. Now again I'll come over here, I'll select the whole thing, Alt, Shift, hold and drag. So it will come like this. Again Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D. So they are duplicated. Now what we'll do is we'll start giving color to these squares. So I'll select the alternate boxes and then I'll come over here, double click on my fill and give it a color. So they are colored. Now the other rectangles, the rectangles which are not colored, we'll select. So we'll select these rectangles, my mistake. We'll select the rest of the rectangles, pressing holding shift so that I can select multiple objects, and I'll color them a different color. I'll first give this color, and now I'll give a shade which is nearer to that. So they'll come like this. Now for all these shapes I don't want stroke, so for all these shapes I don't want stroke. I'll select them, I'll remove this one, means my basic shape, and I'll remove the stroke. So the stroke is gone. Now we have this shape here and these rectangles here. I'll select this shape and I'll right click this shape, because like I'll select it and I'll select the shape, right click, arrange, bring to front, so the shape will come above my rectangles. Now I'll select this and Control C, copy it and keep it with me. Now select the whole thing. After selecting this shape and bringing it above these things, select the whole thing. Kindly go to Object, Clip a Mask and Make. So our rectangles will be clipped, or the shape of the rectangles will change according to the shape which we give in the top. Now we already copied that, that circle shape which we created. We'll paste it. For that, Control Shift V, so we can paste that shape. Now this much is ho gaya, this much is over. What we will do is we'll take our layer palette. We'll take our layer palette and we'll switch off this thing so that we can see our figure once again. Now once this part is done, what we are going to do is we are going to take a new layer and we will draw the shape of the face. So for that I'll zoom in pressing Control plus button in my keyboard. I'll come like this and I have to draw this shape. To get this shape, I'll take my ellipse tool. And I'll draw from the center like this. I almost got the shape. I can drag this like this. Okay. Now I don't want this point, so I selected using my direct selection tool and deleted it. So I'll get the shape like this. Now I'll take my pen tool, I'll start drawing from here and I'll click at this point and I'll make shape. Then again I'll click on this one, again I'll come over here, I'll make the shape like this. Okay, so I got one side of this thing. So I got one side of this thing. As this is a symmetric model, the other half I don't have to create, I just have to create one half. So now if I'm being asked, what I'll do is I'll take my pen tool again and I'll start from here. I'll draw till here and make it a curve using my pen tool. Then I'll click over here, I'll come to this part and I'll just make a nice little curve here. Now if I want to draw here, the curve is already coming, so I don't want this curve here, I want a sharp point. So I have to go to the last point which I created and click on that point, and then come to my next point and I can shape it. See, so one half of the shape is created. Now I don't want this vertex, I'll delete this vertex also. Now we did this much. What we can do is we can copy this by using our selection tool and pressing Alt. We can drag and copy this shape. Right click above the shape, transform, reflect, and in the reflect we have to give vertical and we'll give OK. So this will get reflected. Now we'll move this to exact position like this. So that basic head figure is created. Now we have to join the shape. So I'll select these two vertices using my direct selection tool and right click, join. Here also I'll join. Now that much is finished. I'll give a color to this thing. So I'll go and I'll select a color. So we can give this something like this. We'll give a shape like this. Okay. I think the object is not selected yet. Now we'll give this color. So we created this thing in a new layer.